flag, like that flag wrapped together, and it looks like a spear. And he's just yelling, and the other guy's yelling at each other, and they turn to me, they go, "What side are you on?" And I said, "The children." And I kind of stopped him for a second. I started talking to him, and I said, "This man is telling you to unfurl your flag." And the guy said, "Why?" He goes, "It's disrespectful to have the flag furled up." He goes, "I'm sorry, I'm a veteran, I was taking it back to my car."
Right.
And the guy across the room said, "Oh, I'm a veteran as well." So two veterans on both sides of the border situation are talking, and for once they started listening to each other. And I guess that's my hope, that people will look and get away from the both sides and look for a solution.
Well, the reality is that the extremes are a minority.
Yeah.
If you ask the majority of the American public, and Gallup and many other pollsters have done this poll forever, people in the United States are for immigration. They are for legalizing immigrants. They're not for mass deportations, but the way the system works is that the minorities in this country really rule the politics. I mean, and the way the Congress is, for example, because Congress is ruled by small districts, by people in small districts, people in the center of the country who are more conservative, who are whiter, etc., who really don't know or don't have immigrants around them, those are the most anti-immigrant, the ones that don't have immigrants around them.
Yeah.
And the politicians know very well how to manipulate them, right? And you know, Donald Trump is one example, but he's not the only one. This has been done through the history of the United States.
Well,
How do you get power on the backs of someone? And this someone in this case is immigrants.
Do you think, this is what I always looked at, you know the golden cage theory, with immigrants coming to this country. We come to the country, many people that are undocumented, and they can't return to Mexico because it's so difficult to get here, and the fear is there. I feel it would be much more natural, because growing up here in California, I'm the second generation, my son's the third, we had waves of undocumented people who would come in, work, and then go back to Mexico, work, and go back to Mexico. Mexico's our third largest trading partner, bigger than France and Germany combined. And here we have this great trading partner next door.
Yes.
People are working here, making money, going back to Mexico and actually buying American products. So I see it as a system that works. If we're the sixth largest economy in the world, we have 2 million undocumented people living within California. How is that hurting us? Using that logic, what would you say?
There's lots of research that show that in general it doesn't hurt us, it helps us as a country economically. I mean, I think if we actually looked at what's good for the country economically and socially, it would be easy to make a decision. But the problem is that that's not how people look at it in politics. They look at it as a bargaining chip, right? So they use immigrants, and maybe they exploit some fear that's there, or maybe there's this working class that's really hurting at the bottom of the United States, and there's an elite like Donald Trump and many others who are making all the money, and you know, we do know that the income gap in the United States has grown tremendously.
Yeah, wealth disparity. That's what
Wealth
Bernie Sanders is about.
disparity. So we're becoming a third world country. I mean, this is how Latin America, this is how many countries in Latin America started going down the road. You know, rich countries like Venezuela, where I'm from. Let's not even talk about, you know, what's going on there. Very rich countries. We have, I think, one of the largest reserves of oil in the world. And the country is in ruins because the political class has made a mess out of the country. So this is what I'm afraid is happening here in the United States. Instead of, you know, taking care of the people, this is becoming more of a oligarchy of people who really control all the resources and all the wealth. And there's people at the bottom who will never be able to move beyond that bottom. And that's why they start hating immigrants and everything else, because people fight over the crumbs.
Well, it's also this, in the South. I mean, the guys who were fighting in the Civil War, I'm sure almost none of them own slaves.
Right.
Slaves are owned by
But the rich people.
the rich people.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was the fact that they're fighting the war for the rich people, and it seems to be the case. It's like you're taught one thing, you show the immigrants bad, these people are bad, hate them. They're, you know, it's almost a Nazism, going back to, you know, socialism of the Nazis.
And it's silly, because the reality is that all of those very rich people have owe a lot to these immigrants. I mean, how many immigrants do you think, Donald Trump has hired, to build his buildings? I mean, there's a lot of stories about, the Polish immigrants that he didn't pay, all the immigrants that worked in his hotels, many of them undocumented.
He's married to an immigrant.
He's married to an immigrant.
His mom was an immigrant.
Right, exactly.
It's odd how that narrative has changed, when you sit there and go, I mean, my family, second generation, I asked my grandfather, when did you cross the border? He said, when I crossed the border, there wasn't a border. And it's true.
No.
He crossed from Chihuahua to
No.
New Mexico. There wasn't even a state at the time, it was a territory.
Yeah.
So I think we have that small mentality about who we are. And I think shows like this and what us are talking about it reminds people that, we didn't just name all the cities and put a few missions here and disappear. We've always been a part of this.
Yes.
Now, you wrote a book,
Yes.
Killing the American Dream.
Healing the American Dream.
I
Such a title.
I know we haven't practiced this or rehearsed it or said anything about it, but do you mind if you just read a little of it?
Sure.
Would you guys like to hear the
yeah.
book?
So, he asked me before, are you going to read something funny? I'm like, it's about immigration. It's not funny. Sorry.
My job is to make it funny.
I know. You try, Rick. You try. You're very good at it. But this is a chapter called Is the American Dream Dead? This book is the product of my 25 years as a journalist covering this issue, and I really go back to some of this history that I was telling Rick about. But also I talk about how the whole issue has devolved in the last 20, 25 years, and what the future holds. So I'm going to read just a few paragraphs. Overall, the far greater part of the political discussion on immigration focuses on this last point, illegal or undocumented immigration. A number of politicians have reinforced the fears of certain sectors of the public who believe illegal immigration is corrosive and its perpetrators among the nation's very worst criminals. The careful distinction drawn between legal and illegal immigration is the new twist on an ongoing political discourse that was essentially identical before illegal immigrants even existed. Some immigrants are good, some are bad. Generally, the good ones are the ones that are already here, who came before. The bad are the people just arriving now or who will arrive in the future. Over the past 15 years, the idealistic nation, the Statue of Liberty, so powerful it symbolizes, has evolved into one that exploits, vilifies, threatens, and routinely violates the human rights of many immigrants. People whose only mistake was coming to this country in search of a better life, at a time when the borders are more closely controlled than ever before. In my work as a journalist reporting on immigration issues in Los Angeles over the past several years, I have written about how the lives of undocumented immigrants have become even more challenging. If achieving the American dream means enduring the hardships inherent in transitioning to a new country, working tirelessly and making sacrifices to ensure one's children have a shot at a better life, the current generation of undocumented immigrants, 11 million people who came here